What's up, sexies? Welcome back. Y'all Sabe to our podcast. We're back at it again. Hell yeah, with Slim and motherfucking Big. Let's get it.
What's up, Big? Sexies in the house. Here today, chilling with Maritza.
Once again.
Okay.
Once again, it's all good. All good.
I know it might get a little boring, but fuck it. Let's run it,
That's
baby.
fucked up.
Happy birthday, baby. Shit, what is it, 26 now?
26.
26.
Never felt better. 26 years old. I think I'm starting to feel a little different.
A little more manly.
Nah, always been a man since the age of 0.
I mean, they say our lives don't start till we're 28, 27, so.
Yeah, like your ideal life.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Ideal life's like a couple years from now.
Hoping I'm fucking retired by next year now. We're making bank. We're making that money. Yes, I.
Like, support, yes, I. But
yeah, man. You had fun last night? It was your birthday, bro.
Yeah, we got fucking lit.
Yeah, I got pretty fucking smashed. I ain't gonna lie.
That last shot.
The 42?
That 42 threw me over. I ain't gonna lie.
I fucking threw my fucking bank account in a loop for sure.
Yeah, that too. For sure. I mean, I got way more drunk than I wanted to. I'll tell you that.
Well, that's the point, baby.
Really?
It was your birthday. Yes, I.
You didn't seem that fucked up.
How about me?
When we were leaving,
You always seem fucked up, so.
Hey! Here we go. Shooting darts again. You want to take this person out? You can take a breath? No, okay.
No, but yeah, I got more drunk than I thought I was. Because when we were at the first bar, I didn't really feel. I felt good. And then once we got to the second bar, it was. It caught up, everything caught up. Maybe walking to the next bar.
It hits you all at once, man.
Like that air, all that air, you're just like, bam. Yeah, drunk.
I feel that. For sure. You have fun or what?
Yeah, it was decent.
You didn't seem too drunk though.
No, surprisingly, I wasn't. For the amount of Vegas bombs that we took,
We only took
I wasn't.
I don't even know how many we took, to be honest. Yeah.
I think we took maybe 4, probably more. Oh, that rhymed.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, she said she's a producer.
She said you're a rapper?
Favorite rapper, trapper, rapper. Yeah,
Oh, say less. But yeah, I mean, it was fun for sure.
yeah, it was a good time.
I mean, it was just us four, but fuck it, right? That's all that matters. I'm at the point where I don't even want to celebrate my birthday anymore. You know?
I
think you get to an age.
I think after a certain age, you don't want to celebrate.
Speak for yourself.
Well, yeah,
I celebrate every year.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's different though. You're a girl, so
yeah,
it's
I think
different.
For girls, it's different. For guys, I mean, it's just another. I went to work on my birthday. It's not good. I didn't take the day off to go.
Right.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like.
Just like another day, right, baby?
Yeah, it's just another day.
Did you guys have birthday parties when you were younger? Did your parents throw you birthday parties?
Yeah. When I was younger and shit, but then, like I said, once I got 18 or something, and I started celebrating with my friends, just them, you know.
What age did you start stop celebrating with your parents? For me,
I think
I can't remember a birthday party. I mean,
the whole family and shit, right?
Yeah, I can't. I'm trying to think of I think maybe 12. Or I don't remember exactly what age. It wasn't until you're 18. You know.
No, yeah. Yeah, me. I stopped. I mean, I always celebrate with my family, just separately, go to dinner or some shit like that, right? But
oh yeah, dinner.
A party,
nah. A party where it's a planned event. I mean, it wasn't every year for sure.
That's what I'm saying. I think
the most important one was the first one, the 21st. That's
yeah, pretty much it.
No.
Oh, and the golden birthday kind of shit.
16 when you get your driver's license. There's a milestone for
Okay.
She's birthdays of celebrations for everything.
No, but if you think about the parties, it's not for the fucking kid.
Oh,
it's all for the fucking parents.
It's for the parents too, bro.
And all that shit.
Yeah,
so it's
yeah.
not it's the birthday parties aren't.
It's your birthday, but I'm also yeah, I got you.
We're having a party
for your daughter, right?
She's gonna go to bed at 8:30, 9 o'clock. You think the party's gonna stop at 8:30,
hell no.
Do you guys remember being kids and looking for something to drink and all the coolers were fucking filled with beer?
Yeah, it was
no, I would drink the beer. What you mean? Nah.
Yeah, I mean, for sure, there's always more beer than there was juice or water at every kind of family event.
No, for sure.
I never really.
There was separate coolers, right? There was a cooler for the pop and the water, and then there's the other cooler for the fucking beer.
But there's one cooler for the pop and
four coolers for the beer. What do you mean? Modelo. Modelo Crow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's the thing I hate. I don't hate about Mexicans, but they just stick to their shit, you know.
They never venture out.
They never venture out. Always stick to Mexican food and always stick to tequila and Mexican beer. They don't
It's
like.
the
They don't.
best.
I mean, yeah, it's good, but like my parents like never been to other restaurants. I'm barely taking them out to these restaurants and they're like loving it. Yeah, but they've never been there. They always go to like Mexican place or some shit. You know, I'm like, Mom, let's go get some steak. Let's
Do
try
you
this
think
restaurant.
it's more because of the like? Do your parents speak like fluent English?
Not really. I think it's comfortability.
Because
Yeah.
the language barrier, like if they were to go somewhere else, they can't read like the menu. Like for example, like my grandpa, every time we go to Denny's, he orders the same thing, and we started
Because that's the
talking
only thing
about
you can
it.
order.
Yes, that's the only thing he can
What do you
order.
mean?
We started like thinking about it, like damn, maybe he can't read in English, and that's why he always orders the same thing.
What does he order?
Pancakes, I think like sunny side up eggs, and I don't know what else.
I thought it was like the Grand Slam. That's what I used to get when I was a kid, like at Denny's.
My favorite's fucking country fried steak, bro. That's the best. I ain't gonna lie.
That's what
Country fried steak with the gravy on
the
it.
gravy on top and shit.
Yeah.
It's fire. I think it's pretty good. I haven't had it in a long time.
Never had it.
Top 10. I mean, number
From
one
Denny's
thing.
you're talking about, like specifically, or just in general?
Denny's. Oh, I mean, in general, like if they have that option,
You'll get it.
yeah, for sure. Always country fried steak with the eggs and the hash browns. Yes, and the onions on it on the hash browns. Ooh, what do you mean? What do you mean you're hungry again?
I never had it like that. I mean, I don't like onions though, but
You're missing out, bro. Like onions add so much flavor to shit, bro.
okay, but
I used to hate onions. I used to hate onions, sour cream, and all that shit. I think as you get older too, like your taste buds change and
Oh,
shit.
definitely.
your taste was definitely do
I used to be
change.
such
I
a
used to
picky
hate-
eater.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm still a picky eater, but I was way pickier when I was younger. I mean,
My mom hated cooking for me because every night I only wanted a ham and cheese sandwich.
ham and cheese,
That's all I
no
wanted.
mayo, no lettuce.
No, just ham and cheese.
Extra mayo. Yeah, like that one. But yeah, man, you guys talking about your childhood and shit. Like, how was your childhood growing up and shit?
Overall, it was a good childhood. I mean, there's things that you take from your childhood that kind of like shape you, right? So,
Oh yeah, 100%.
like for me, like how we go out and shit. Like I always think about how my parents used to go out when I was a kid. So like my parents used to go out every weekend, and I was always home with my grandparents, which is fine. You know, they were growing up and I was growing up. My parents had me really young, so
Right.
I never.
So they were still
really-
at that phase, right? They were still at that party phase.
Yeah,
Kind
of
of
course.
shit.
I mean, my mom had me when she was 17, so
Shit.
I was 5 years old. She was only 22, 1 year into like legally drinking. So you
Yeah,
think about
yeah.
that. She wanted to party until she was like 30. I
Yeah,
think,
it
I
was.
think it wasn't until like I would say like the 30s that they slowed, like late 20s, early 30s, slow down. But you know, like other than that, I can't complain about my childhood. Just it kind of just made me. You know,
Yeah, it
think about-
definitely shapes the way you think and the way you look at things for sure.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, my parents was the opposite with my parents. Like my parents never went out; they're always there and shit. But like now that I'm older and shit, they're always fucking going out. So it's like,
They wait for. I mean, they wait for you to grow up.
Grow up a little
you know,
bit, yeah,
now-
yeah.
Now they know they can leave. Like, well, you guys are old now.
yeah, they fucking party more than me now, for real, bro. I'm like, damn, kind of jealous. Like I lost all my friends and they fucking got a shit ton of friends. But I'm already still always giving me shit. You're always going out with your friends, and I'm like, looking at you as now. What the fuck, you know?
Did you play like sports and shit when you were a kid?
Yeah, I played soccer all my life, bro. It's fucking all-star, baby. Yes, all state, should I say?
Did you have like soccer tournaments and shit like on Saturdays and Sundays?
Yeah, my mom would take me and shit, but my dad was like never there. He was always working and shit. But I kind of liked it because my dad would always just give me shit, you know. He would never applaud me, never congratulate me. He would always say I just fucking suck, you know.
And
Always,
Tough love.
always when I'm
So
yeah.
that's very, like very
Yeah,
old
it's
school
tough love for
type
sure.
of- yeah,
But like yeah, and then that's why I'm like strong minded and shit like that, you know.
that's good.
Yeah, but with my brother, who's older and shit, he's not that strong minded. I think it's kind of like my dad being tough on him, kind of like fucked him up. If that makes any sense. He's always down on himself. He's always
It's
You
all
know,
on how you kind of
insecure.
like take it, look at it.
for sure.
You know what I'm saying?
But not everybody, I guess, has a strong mindset, you know, and that's the thing. But because like they were raised like that, they think it's okay. I mean, I think I was telling I raised my kids, you know, I'm gonna be hard on them too, you know.
I mean, I don't have any sons, but I feel like for boys, you gotta be more tough on your sons than you are your
Sure,
daughters.
for sure. You girls, you guys kind
Especially
of let
as a
them do what you
dad.
want.
For
Yeah,
me,
yeah.
like I got all girls, so I still have to show them tough love, even though they're all like my princesses. I can't look
Yeah,
at
yeah,
them like a boy, but at the same time, I have to make sure that they understand discipline. They know that you don't just get away with everything. You know, you can't.
No, you gotta teach them. Sometimes,
yeah.
like, I feel like even spanking your kids kind of, a good
Were
thing.
you guys spanked?
You know?
Oh, shit. Were you guys spanked?
Hell yeah, dude. I used to get the belt, the chancla, the fucking branch, you name it. The fucking
Yeah.
whip.
The branch?
I was hit like every day.
Yeah, like a skinny like branch. It makes like whoosh, you know, it sounds like that when you look.
Ooh, that's not, I mean, I never had that. No, but I mean, I was hit. I was spanked, but not with the fucking branch.
But you think, yeah, you think you should be able
Yeah,
to.
you should be spanked. I
Yeah, but
think
nowadays, like DCFS and shit like that, like what the fuck? Like
parents are
it's
soft.
different. Yeah, that's 100%.
I mean,
Like obviously, don't beat the shit out of your kids.
right
No,
to like the
it's
point where you're
But, like,
leaving
spank 'em.
bruises.
No, but
like,
disciplining your kids.
yeah, absolutely.
Like spank them in the ass whoosh, with the belt. I mean, I'm like, eh.
I wouldn't think I hit my kids with that belt.
I get the belt.
I
Fucking,
got hit with a belt a couple of times, and it fucking
yeah, I
hurts.
know. Yeah,
It hurts.
Got the belt. Choke them with the fucking belt. No, okay. Listen.
You ever see your dad get like really mad where you're like, oh shit.
Oh, yeah, I knew. Like I knew my dad was coming. I'm like, fuck, I'm about to get spanked hard as fuck. And I was dreading that moment when he's coming from work. So one time I got like a big trouble and shit.
Was your mom ever like, I'm gonna call your dad,
Yeah,
and you're like, fuck.
They're like, what's that? We're at the parties and shit. They're like, when they go like that,
When
and
we
he's
get
like,
home?
what? Yeah, watch
That's
when we
like,
get home.
you know,
Yeah.
yeah.
And you're like, fuck, you can't even enjoy the party anymore. You're like,
You were spanked every day though.
Dude, I was like literally hit like every single day. I was like the worst.
Were you like a
Child.
bad kid, or did you were just like were you kind of like
Were you like a rebel?
Not abused, but like you.
I don't think my thing is like I have a very smart mouth, and I've always
Oh,
had
yeah.
a very smart mouth. And I had a bad attitude. I think it's gotten better. So
I don't know about
that always
that.
got my ass beat. And
By your- both
if we're at
parents?
parties or restaurants, my mom would take me to the fucking bathroom and beat my ass there. She wouldn't wait till we got
What
home.
about the change room when you're like at the store?
I don't think I've ever gotten hit in the change room. No, I do remember the bathrooms though. Or would she would like tell me like calm the fuck down, and she would like pinch me and like dig her nails in me. Ooh, that was the worst.
I really got pinched. No, it's not.
My dad.
were you like traumatized from that shit?
Yeah.
Really?
My dad, he didn't hit me as much as my mom did, but his beatings were worse, I think.
Like he just hurt, like physically it hurt more, or like you just mean like what do you mean by like it?
Like they were worse, like
That's
physically
okay.
like worse.
It hurt more.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I mean, yeah, my mom. The older I got, when my mom would hit me, it'd be like, "This doesn't hurt."
Yeah, I think it gets to a point. It gets to a point. It don't hit you anymore. You're grounded.
Like when my dad would still hit me, he was strong. You know, so I was like, "Fuck, man, that shit hurts."
How about now?
Yeah.
You know?
Now?
Yeah, I want to see you try, right? Like, no, I'm kidding.
Yeah. It's like I don't know.
Nah.
It's once you get to like for me, like once I was like in high school, I was like, I mean, in high school I was like the most like that's when I was like my strongest. So like I felt like they didn't hit me at that age anymore.
Yeah, I
After,
think like
I think middle school was the last time I think I got
yeah,
hit.
I was about to say that.
Must be nice. Mine was when I was 18.
It's like graduation.
I deserved it though.
From your mom or your pops?
What'd you do? What'd you do to deserve it?
So I'm not gonna tell the whole story because it's so stupid. Basically, like I was supposed to go. I went to AT&T to do something with my phone. I came back and my dad was asking me questions.
Shit, I got a new phone.
Said deleted all the nudes. She wanted to delete all the nudes.
He was asking me questions, and like I was just like, "Well, if you had all these questions, you should have gone yourself. You should have freaking called me." And so we started arguing or whatever. And then he was like the biggest dick that day, and I remember. I fucking hate myself for this. I remember telling him, I hope you die and go to hell.
Damn, bro.
And that's when I got my ass beat. But the first, like, he came and I heard him coming upstairs and I ran outside and the mailman was coming. So as soon as he saw the mailman, he went back inside. Yeah. I'm like, fuck, I'm gonna get it so bad. So then I went into the room, I locked it. He broke the door down. And I was like, fuck. I had like I can't
Broke
defend
the
myself.
door
I couldn't
down?
defend myself against my dad.
Yeah, but you deserve that.
I know,
That's a
I
bad one.
deserve getting hit, but I think I didn't deserve how bad he hit me.
Yeah. You deserve something. I mean,
Like it
I
was
don't think I've ever talked to my parents like not to that like.
Yeah.
I've never said anything like that to my mom or dad.
Yeah, I don't
like,
think I'd ever.
I think like the
I think it's
reason
more
I
of a girl
spoke.
thing though, to be honest.
I think
'cause
the reason I spoke to him
girls
like
like
that was more because he always like acted like he was our friend and not our dad. So it's like that level of respect wasn't there.
Yeah.
Your
like,
kids
he-
need to know
like,
who
he-
the parent is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he wanted the respect to be there when he wanted it. But then like when like there'd be days where we'd be goofing around like he was our friend. So it's like what the hell. But
Yeah.
I mean, like you kind of want your dad to be your friend in a way
In a
too.
way,
right? Yeah.
but
Like, I know a lot of people are like
I
they're
say
best
parent-
friends with their parents, kind of shit. Yeah.
parent, you gotta be a parent first. I think
Yeah.
the very important age is, to like 14, 15 years old, maybe even like 16. They have to understand that you're their fucking parent. And then like 17, 18 is like, all right, now we can become more like friends. You know what I'm saying? Because like for me and my parents, I don't really see, like, they're my parents obviously at the end of the day, but I have a relationship where it's more like I can go from advice.
Yeah.
It's not like I don't fear them anymore like I did when I was younger.
Yeah, like after a certain age, it's like they stop teaching you, and it's more about guidance. Like you said, like when you ask for advice and stuff.
Yeah, because I mean, obviously they have more life experience. That's just how life works. But
Yeah. I feel like you should fear your parents, though. It's like a good fear, because
A
the
healthy
more you fear,
fear.
a healthy fear, you respect them more, and
the more you respect the parents, I think the better your outcome. But in a way, like, you respect your dad, you respect your mom, you're gonna respect like the world.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, respect's a big thing for sure.
Like,
I think it is also how, like you said, like you can't. Me personally, like I couldn't give respect to my dad because he wasn't the parent. He never acted like our parent. Like I felt like I was his parent. Like when he would go out, like at freaking. When I moved with him, when I was like, going into 5th grade, I was worried about him coming home late at night. Like when he wouldn't come home, I was like stressing, like, where the hell is my dad? Like, is he dead? Like, what's going on? So it's like that. Also, it's like kind of bad.
So that's like, what do you mean he wasn't your parent? Like he was just not there, or like?
No, not that he wasn't present. It was more like our roles were reversed. Like since I was like mainly the only kid, I was the only kid that grew up with him the most, and I was the closest with him. So I think he put a lot of pressure on me. Like he acted like I was his spouse instead of his kid. And then like I also was like worried about him when, like I said, when he would go out and like not make it home or whatnot. Like I was texting him, "Dad, where are you? Where are you? Where are you?" But then when I would go out, I wouldn't get a text message,
Yeah. You wanted that text message though?
From my dad? Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
I still get text messages from my mom and shit. Yeah.
like
No.
it's good. I mean, that's a good thing, to have that.
Like you want them to be worried about you, right?
Yeah,
For sure.
I mean, even if you don't live with them anymore, you kind of. My dad still,
Comes by,
even when I'm not going back to him when he's watching my kids or anything like that.
I mean, you see him every day at work, también, kind of shit, or no?
Yeah, I mean, no choice.
No,
But,
for sure.
what else? Do you blame like your parent, like your mom or dad, for anything that you go through kind of like now? Like, do you like look at them like resent or anything?
I do have some resentment towards both my parents. I'm learning to let go of the resentment I have towards my dad because obviously, like, I can't talk to him about it anymore. But at the same time, it's like, yes, I could sit here and blame them for everything that like bad happens in my life, but at the same time, it's my responsibility to heal from that. You know?
For sure.
Like if you're not willing to heal from what you went through in the past, then it's like that's on you.
So do you like hold grudges or anything? No.
I used to. I think I used to hold a lot of grudges when I was in high school. But when I went away for college, like I kind of like grew and learned from other people, and now it's like like I learned like you hold grudges and it hurts you more than it hurts that actual
100%.
person.
100%. Yeah.
And it's like they said, like forgiveness is not for them but for you.
You think it's also like a pride thing too? Being prideful.
Yeah.
I think so
Absolutely.
too. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Pride's the
Sometimes
devil, bro.
pride is the devil, bro. Yeah, sometimes. I mean, it's good to have
be
pride.
pride
Don't
sometimes.
get me wrong. It's good to have pride and shit, but it can definitely like ruin a lot of things too, bro. Sometimes you gotta put your pride aside and fucking,
Yeah, just if you're too prideful, you just look at everything like the wrong way when it comes to like.
Yeah. You feel like you're kind of always in the right, and you feel like the world revolves around you, kind of shit.
The world doesn't revolve around.
Right,
And
yeah.
like no, the world doesn't revolve around anyone.
The world doesn't owe you anything either, man.
Exactly.
People feel like people owe them shit, like because they're too prideful and shit. But nah, bro, it don't work like that.
Yeah. Just,
Do you think you're a prideful person?
I can be a very
Yeah.
prideful person,
Yeah.
and I know it could be bad. Like I'm very stubborn.
Same here. I can be, but I'm a lot better with that shit now.
I'm
I can tell you
getting
that.
better at that. Yeah, I just know I know when I'm being too stubborn. I guess I gotta sometimes just gotta.
I feel like women could be way more prideful though.
You think so?
Yeah.
I feel like men are.
No, I feel like men sometimes are more apologetic than women are too, though. You know, women would never like really apologize. Women's always like kind of always feel like they're always right, kind of shit. You know. I mean, maybe it's a woman I'm around.
I think it just really depends on the person. Like me, for example, like I put my pride aside when it comes to my family, but like with like other people, like yeah, my pride is kind of there. Like I think about like letting it go, but then I don't. It's like it's because I've had to put my pride aside so many times with my family, like with my dad. Like every time we got into an argument, I was always the one like, oh, I had to say sorry. Like he never once said sorry about the shit that he did to me. Absolutely. Like, and then another incident like happened like recently with someone, and it's like I had to put my pride aside, and because at the end of the day, like I said, it's like you have to be the bigger person. At the end of the day, however they want to react to it speaks more on them than you.
But sometimes you kind of get tired of always trying to be the bigger person. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, sometimes if you're just too apologetic and always the bigger person, then they kind of like I want to say take advantage of you in a way. I mean, you know. But
I don't know. I mean,
you got to pick and choose, I guess, too. You know, when you gotta, or how valuable the thing is to be prideful for. The person, you know.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, if it's someone willing to apologize to, I guess you're gonna do it, right?
You gotta see if it's worth it, kind of.
If it's worth it, you know. Not everyone's meant to be in your life.
Yeah, man.
It's just.
I mean, I think everybody you meet's kind of like meant for them to be in your life because it kind of shapes you.
In a way, yeah, but they're not meant to be your whole life.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, they come in for it's a reason.
No, yeah, and that's like it can be friends, spouse. They're not always meant to be there the whole time, you know.
Yeah, man.
Kind of like learning. What do you call that? Like steps, learning steps. I don't know.
Yeah. No, I know what you're saying. But yeah, man, I don't know. I think everything happens for a reason, though, too. You know, that's how I feel. In a way,
I believe that too. Everything happens for a reason. It's meant to be. It's meant to be. If not, it won't happen. You know what I'm saying?
But sometimes, don't you feel like you can fix that or, you know, change that in a way?
Like I read somewhere someone was talking about, I think it was like TikTok, they were saying like if it was meant to happen, like you know how like certain things happen and you like replay it in your head like damn I should have said this or I wish they would have said that or this would happen. Like you just have to realize like if it was meant to happen that way, it would have. If you were meant to say that word, you would have. And then like I'm learning from like listening to that kind of like helped me with a lot of things, like stop like overplaying it in my head, like damn.
Yeah, I agree 100%.
That makes sense.
There are situations where I look back and I'm like, fuck, why didn't I say that? And it's just
because you didn't think about it because it wasn't supposed to happen.
In the moment, yeah, you just react. You react in that moment, and then you know later you kind of process it, and you're like, fuck, I should have said it differently, or I should have, you know. But you know, you can't do much. You can't go back and change anything. So.
No, I mean you can't. Yeah, you can't change the past. You know, sometimes the past follows you forever. Sometimes, you know.
If you don't learn how to heal from it, I think it could follow you everywhere.
I saw a TikTok about like there's a 5-minute rule about you know anything that's negative that's happened in your life.
Oh, I think I've seen that one.
You could be sad, upset, mad, whatever you can't want to be about it, but just 5 minutes. 5 minutes, that's all it takes. You can't change it, let it go. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, if like something you can't change right then and there, don't dwell on it.
No, of course. If you can't change it, don't worrying about it is not going to change the outcome of it. You're just honestly giving yourself like anxiety or whatever you want to call it.
You stressing yourself out.
Stress yourself out over it for nothing if you can't change it. So.
Well, that's pretty cool to look at it that way. Yeah, I agree.
Like,
I agree with that shit.
You're not having a bad day. You're having a bad moment.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Your day's going to keep going and it can get 10 times better than it was an hour ago.
So speaking about like our childhood, do you think you have like things that like happen to you or that you experience that affects like how you deal with your like relationships, like intimate relationships?
Like
yeah. I mean.
You mean like so you're asking like do things
like going through trauma with your parents and shit? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, like any trauma with your parents.
I mean, I never
like how it affects your relationship.
I think also like just seeing your parents and how they you know, like their relationship kind of
Mhm.
affects how you are with your intimate person as well, you know, like seeing them and then like having them like looking at them as like a guide, you know, seeing like, oh, their relationship's working. Like, let's say your parents get divorced and you kind of kills your hope for love kind of shit and makes you not want to get married too, kind of stuff like that, you know. But if you see your parents fucking happy marriage going strong and shit, kind of like you do the same in a way, you know what I'm saying?
100%.
You know?
I agree with that. You look at your parents like the most, like,
You hold them to a high pedestal. Pedestal. Is it pedestal?
What's that?
whatever you want to call it. You look at them like, you know, you not idolize them, but
Yeah, in a way.
you idolize
Look at them as like
as a
mentors,
relationship,
right?
and you look forward that you never think your parents are gonna be the ones that get divorced. You never think, you know. I mean, unless you were already raised divorced.
You think your parents are gonna be are perfect, pretty much, kind of in a way.
In a way,
yeah.
I mean,
You see them as like
you do.
superheroes and shit, and you see like they can never get hurt or they can never like die. I kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? Like you look at them and you think like the relationship is perfect and shit.
But it's like they're humans too.
Yeah,
They're bound to
yeah.
make mistakes. So it's like I personally think like, especially with like divorce, I don't think you should base your decision on whether you want to get married or not.
No,
based on
you shouldn't,
what
right?
happened.
But it's like what we're saying though.
I
Like you're
think
saying, it
should
shapes kind of
influence
like
it.
how you
Like think
yeah.
like, okay, what happened in their relationship that I don't want to happen in my relationship.
That you can look at it that way too,
like
for sure.
that.
Yeah.
But just because they were in a they went through a divorce doesn't necessarily mean you'll end up in a divorce.
no,
You know,
I know.
just like
we're not saying
also
that.
like for people that come from abusive homes, you know, like just because your dad or your mom was abusive towards one another doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be in an abusive relationship,
But it can-
or you're going to be an abuser.
But it can shape you to be an abusive person too. You know, just looking at that.
Yeah.
If you
absolutely.
Grow up watching,
You know?
if you grow up like seeing, you're gonna grow up. You're gonna do what you see growing up.
Not
Not always, but
necessarily,
I'm saying, but it can.
because
Influence.
Yeah, yeah,
for
it can
sure.
it can influence it, I think.
Yeah, it definitely, everything you see, you do, whatever you hear does influence the person you are today, you know. But I think it's your choice to whether you want to go down the same route or you want to change it.
I think everything is your choice though.
Like
yeah.
I think especially in like Mexican households, we're so used to, well, my dad or my mom did this to me, I'm gonna do this to my kids. Like how people are like, oh, well, my dad was tough on me and made me work straight out of high school, so I'm gonna do that for my kid. I'm gonna do that same thing for my kid. But it's like, you shouldn't be that way. You should want better for your kid. You bust
Right,
your ass out here. You don't want your kid to have to bust his ass too.
What if you turn out okay though? Like they like, oh, I turned out okay, so like this is a good way to raise my kid. You know, so I turned out fine. I'm doing good. Maybe if I like parent my kids like I was parented, whatever, then they'll be okay too. But like you said, it doesn't always work like that.
Yeah,
For
like
sure.
you said, it's like
Unfortunately, it
also
doesn't
like
hurt.
how
You know?
like strong-minded you are, how you take things. Because like
Yeah.
you could have two kids, you raise them the same, one goes down the wrong path and the other one's successful. Like
Yeah, I know. Like that's what goes down in my house, kind of shit. My brother is just kind of like in a little rabbit hole, shit like that. It's gone down the rabbit hole and shit. But me and my sister kind of turned out okay. You know, my dad was the same parent to all three of us. You know.
If anything, I think sometimes parents are harder on their first than they are their second, third, going on. You know what I'm saying? I grew up an only child. I mean, I had no one to compare to. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I couldn't be like, oh, my brother or sister was like this, and then now I get treated so nicely, you know? So, like, your brother, he's the oldest, so maybe, you know, he got treated the worst because you look at it like, you know, your first kid, they don't know what they're doing. Like, well, you can assume, right?
I think I could say I was probably got the toughest love out of everybody though.
You think you did?
Yeah,
all same.
because it's
So how
all
much
like
older is your brother?
3 years. 3
That's
years
how
older.
many so you would be like 3'6". So yeah, I mean you would see most of it. But like,
Yeah, but yeah, my dad was like tough for me, for sure. And because of how my brother was turning out, probably that's why they were a little tougher on me. Like my parents were strict as hell. I couldn't go out. I couldn't party or anything like that. My brother was doing all that at like 16, 17. And they saw him kind of like fucking up.
and
So
you're
that's
13,
yeah,
you're 13 years
yeah.
old at
And
the
then my
time,
mom's
so it's
like,
you're not gonna be. Doing
I couldn't go to
that
any
shit
parties. Like I didn't, like I said, I didn't start like drinking until I was like 20, 21.
either. Yeah, so
And now I can't fucking stop. No.
what do you mean?
I mean, you're still in that phase.
No, but like, so like your sister, like, was she treated like a princess
Yeah,
compared to like you guys, since you got the one girl?
I can say I'm like my dad's favorite, and my sister's like my mom's favorite.
That's fucked,
There
right?
shouldn't
Heavy
be any
favorites.
favorites.
You don't think there's favorites? You don't think?
Yeah,
think
I
most
don't think
parents
so.
have favorites.
My dad had his favorite.
Your
Obviously, I was the favorite.
It's the only child.
huevo.
No word. No choice.
No, I mean, yeah, I mean, I think parents have favorites, and then they all show love differently to each of their kids.
Like I said, some are tougher on other kids.
I think
Like,
some, you know,
you could be meaner to one kid than you are to the other.
maybe maybe you hold that kid to a certain, you know,
Standard, yeah.
You know,
I was definitely held, I think, to the highest standards from my dad out of all my siblings. It was annoying, but at the same time, it's like...
It's because you were the oldest, though, too, right?
No, I'm the second oldest. And I'm the first girl, so maybe that's why. But
Wait, so when did your brother, like, move out or...
So the thing with us is me and my older brother, he grew up in 2 households. I grew up in 3. So
foster homes.
We both grew up with my mom for like, I think he was with my mom till like 5th grade. And then he went with my aunt and uncle. And then that's where he just grew up the whole rest of his life. I was with my mom until 5th grade also. Then I moved with my grandparents and my dad from 5th grade to 8th grade. And then I was all of high school with my aunt and uncle. So it's like what were we talking about? I lost my train of thought. Fuck.
Because I said you were the oldest one.
You're the oldest girl,
but you weren't.
You were held to a different standard.
Yes. Okay, that's what we're talking about. So yeah, so I think my dad definitely held me to the highest standard because I was the only one of his kids who grew up with him the most.
Yeah.
Like my 2 younger siblings, they lived with their mom, and my brother was from my aunt and uncle. So I was mainly the one that was there. So I feel like he never like really picked on me, but we did always argue a lot. And he expected the most out of me. I don't know why. Maybe he just saw like the most potential out of me, because he didn't.
Were you the
like,
first?
You're probably his favorite.
Yes, I was the first one, and so far I've been the only one.
What, to go to college?
So
yeah.
I think it's
your brother didn't go to college.
Held you to that standard because like, look what you've done. You know, you're the only one to go to college and graduate, and obviously
but, like,
you don't know yet about your. Younger.
But like that's the thing. Like he didn't. He's not. He always, like I said, like he held me at a higher standard. I don't think it was always like versus like education wise, because he wasn't the one that pushed me to do my homework or whatever. He never talked to me about college. Like he never talked to me anything related to school. I think it was more like, I don't know how to explain.
But it was just you and your brother, wasn't it? Or was there other?
Well, we have 2 younger siblings, but like I said, like they grew up with
same parent, like
same dad.
same. Okay.
Yeah, but they grew up with their mom, and then like I said, my brother grew up with my aunt and uncle. But his expectations, I think, like he just, I don't know how to explain it. Fuck.
Yeah, he had high expectations for you. What you're saying.
Yeah, I guess he did, but he never spoke about them. And I guess he did start speaking about them until I went to college. You know, but I was like, at the same time, it's like I felt like he had that high expectation of me because he wanted something out of it. Like I don't think he ever truly wanted me to have like a better life, but I think he thought like I was his gateway out. You know?
Okay.
Yeah.
I understand a little bit, but
I rambled a little bit.
it's all good. Yeah.
No, yeah, I get that for sure. I mean, yeah. You say you lived with your aunt and uncle too and shit.
Yeah, I think living with them.
Did you live with the longest?
It was kind of all like pretty equal. I mean, it was 4 years. My dad, 4 years. My grandparents, 4 years. My mom from like, you know.
Did you have 4 years to mark? Are you switching homes?
Did you have like that typical like Mexican house where like there's like 3 families in the house?
No.
No,
like beaner pack?
Like 12,
actually,
13.
Like beaner pack that shit?
Yeah.
Well, my grandparents rented out their basement, so I guess
kind
not
of, right?
Necessarily.
Like for me, my grandparents lived with me till I was like 13, and then like my uncle, not the whole 13 years, but he lived there as well. Same with like one of my cousins and her kids. So we always had like a packed house till I was like I think 13 years old, and it was like crazy when we had just me, my mom, and my dad. It was like too big of a house.
Yeah.
For just us 3. You know what I'm saying? But I just think it's, you know, that you live so many different houses and
they were all so differently.
Crazy.
Like it's weird to think about. Like when I lived with my mom, it was mainly like school wasn't pushed on me. Like she was always
Clean the
working.
dishes, clean the house. Yes, I.
Very traditional.
Bro.
Yeah, I guess. Like they always had me cleaning. Definitely, I think that's why I went to summer school, like kindergarten to fourth grade, because they always made me clean as soon as I got home instead of doing my homework, and I never did my homework. And then when I lived with my grandparents and my dad, my grandma was always, no, you don't touch a dish. I'm not going to teach you how to learn how to cook. I want you to do your homework. So it's like as soon as I got home, homework. My dad would get mad.
What do you appreciate more now, looking at your older? The values or like, the school,
I definitely appreciated the way my grandma did things. Even though I did do wish that she taught me how to cook, but I do appreciate it because I think
for me, like, cooking's more of a lifelong, like,
but that's the thing,
value.
like cooking,
value than fucking doing schoolwork.
No, absolutely. But cooking is like you could learn that. Like you could learn that at any time in your life.
Same with school.
Yeah, but like
school is like not necessarily you can't do it because when you have kids,
School's a scam. No, okay.
Like when you have,
what do you mean?
When you have kids, it's harder to do it. Even though yes, there's a bunch of people who do it, but it's harder. So she made it she wanted to make it easier, where it's it was just all school no matter what. And my dad would be pissed, no, she has to learn. And she they would always argue no, she has to do her homework. And I went from freaking straight S for freaking 5 years of my life to A's and B's because of the different ways that the two households did things.
Yeah.
And then when I moved with my aunt and uncle, it wasn't until maybe my junior year that my uncle started talking to me about college. And that's when I was oh shit, maybe I should go to college. But if it wasn't for him, I probably wouldn't have, because it wasn't in the back of my mind. I was freshman, sophomore, never really thought about it. I didn't know the questions to ask, so
Did you finish school?
Yes, I got my bachelor's. I dropped out of law school, but I got my bachelor's.
And do you use that? Does that come in handy, in where you work now?
No. It's because
school is not for everyone, right?
I mean, do we want to talk about school? I could tell you. Okay.
No, you're right. Not today. Let's not talk about school today. But school is not.
It's a whole different topic, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but I don't think school is, like you said, you don't use your degree half the time. To be honest, if you get a basic,
well, yeah, I feel if you're really passionate about something, and you have to go to school for it, then all for it. If not, don't. You're just gonna get yourself in debt and end up doing something you probably didn't even want to do. You're kind of forced to do it now because you have the fucking degree for it, in a way.
Yeah, True, but let's not get into that.
What do you mean? It's a horny topic.
Hot and horny. Sorry. No.
But yeah, so like I said, my uncle's the one that really pushed me going to school. But ultimately, I think every household had an impact on how the person I am today. And through all the trauma that we've experienced as kids, whatever, I think ultimately also that whether it was good or bad trauma, I feel like there could be good trauma sometimes. It's up to you how you choose to go about it.
At the end of the day, yeah. You got your choice.
Life's all about choices, right?
All about choices. And
Perspective.
but people like to make excuses and blame.
Oh, well, I'm this way because of my dad.
Yeah, no, yeah. I'm yeah.
Grow up, acknowledge that you have a problem, and go to therapy and fix it.
To me, most of those
Therapy's a scam también.
Most of those parents are just trying to give their kids a better life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I feel bad when the kids blame their parents when all their fucking parents are trying to do is give them a fucking better life here.
Yeah.
Especially the ones that immigrated over here. You know what I'm saying? Any immigrant that came to this country is just trying to do better.
Not necessarily for themselves, but for their kids, I suppose. Yeah, 100%.
They're not. You think they want to come people Mexico? You think they want to fucking come over here?
Yeah. It's the land of opportunity.
It's a struggle to get over here. You know what I'm saying? It's not like it's fucking walk in the door. It's a struggle.
Yeah, but they feel like you said, they have that best opportunity to give the best life.
Best opportunity for their fucking kids, and the kids sit there and blame their parents and treat them however they treat them. It's just no.
I know, bro. Oh yeah. I think to a certain age, yeah, it does affect you. But then you get to a certain age too that you're an adult now too,
Yeah.
Like you said, it may affect the way you look at things, but you can also change that too,
Yeah.
And it's up to you. It's up to you, bro.
100%.
Like, I think, like, my mom, she wasn't a very loving person. I mean, towards, like, me and my older brother.
Is that why you're so cold?
That's fucked up. No,
Okay.
And that definitely, like, made me, like, open up my eyes, like, well, like, I don't want to be like that towards my kids. And I think it also helped that my dad was, like, even though mine and his relationship was so freaking difficult, he ultimately was the one that gave me the most love, you know? And that's, like, I want to be like that towards my kids. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think you still gotta be like tough on your kids though, for sure. I feel like parents are too soft nowadays.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's why
To
I
a point,
fucking
yeah, they are kind of just like they don't spank their kids or they just give them a fucking iPad here.
let them do whatever they want.
Get away. I'm busy.
They don't want to deal with them.
Yeah,
That's
get
why
away from
like so many kids are disrespectful, fucking not disciplined, lazy. You know,
Yeah.
shit like that.
It's not the kid's fault, you know. It's what sucks, you know.
No.
But then guess
exactly.
what? When they have problems when they're older, who are they going to be blaming? Their parents.
Right.
They'll
Don't be blaming their parents, but I'm saying you get to a certain point, a certain age
Can't
where
blame
you
them.
have
you
to
could, you could
control it.
you could change
anything.
it, but then there's gonna be those ones like, well, I'm like this because my mom and dad did this.
I hate people like that.
Yeah,
Fucking
it's all-
panachonis, fucking
yeah.
pussies, bro.
You
I
just gotta
swear.
have stronger mindset.
You gotta listen to Andrew Tate. Yes, I.
So put a red pill.
The
Alpha
man.
males. Yes. But,
Andrew Tate, top G. Yes, I.
you gotta
The
be
top
me.
G special. Ahí está el pelo. Mira.
I walked into the barbershop and I was like, give me the top G special. And that's what you get fucking,
All you need is the beard, baby.
the beard's coming. 2024. Just like Trump. That's how
Hell yeah.
But,
Oh, hell no. But yeah, man.
oh shit, that was good. I gotta lie.
Parents do influence a lot, for sure. Environment shapes you,
Yeah,
kind of.
your environment, your friends who you surround yourself with.
Your friends also
Also.
influence you too.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, what is it? Like, you're like the sum of
You're the
Have your
average
friends
person
and shit?
under the 5 people you hang out with the most.
Yeah.
You hang around bums, you're gonna be a fucking bum. You hang around fucking people that
You're
are trying to be
yeah.
businessmen or trying to start a business, do something. You're gonna fucking want to push yourself, and I think that's healthy.
Yeah. 100%.
Just it's all about choice, perspective, and how you look.
Yeah,
at
taking accountability, being responsible,
be accountable. Yeah.
taking care of your responsibilities.
It's just crazy how things like that you go through literally affect you and determine
do.
what type of person you're gonna be. So crazy to me.
But like I said, you can change that, man. You can like find God
But like
or
even
read
like
a
whether
way, you
it's
know.
good, like anything good or bad, like anything you freaking experience, like will shape you. Like
Yeah.
podcast today will like tomorrow be like, oh shit, like they said something pretty.
Like
stuff.
yeah, I mean,
See a different view. Look at
everyone
it a
has
different way.
view, right? So like, I tell you something, and you're like, "Holy fuck!" I never looked at it like that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, you know,
Yes, I baby. Yes, I podcast. Number 1 on YouTube. Yes, I.
#1 podcast in the world. Yes, I.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Manifest
Follow your
that
dreams.
shit.
Fuck the haters. Follow your dreams.
Stay horny.
Always stay horny. Ya sabe.
Wear protection.
Big sexies out.
Peace, baby.
Bye.